Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Around the Pound, second one of 2015, and we are going to continue our theme from last week of our Year in Review Awards. And for this week, I am
2014.
exactly. And for this week, I am your host, Marcus Shadow of the Shadow's Maw, and joining me, we have Chriz the Mole of the Mole Hole and all its subsidiaries.
Hello.
Wait, I thought we had Chriz the Mole. Apparently, we have Simon.
I was about to say the same thing.
Simon is more, hello, darling. That one was just, hello.
We have Lurch, then?
Yes. You wank.
Fair enough.
Ah,
And also joining us from the Lair of the Phoenix and all its various subsidiaries, because, yes, we'll be doing new things with that show, or, well, that section of the X-Pound, we have James Phoenix.
No one does it better than our bird of prey.
Exactly. And we have a special guest this week over from what was formerly known as the Gaming Grotto, now just known as the place that stuff exists, Anastasia Lazerbeam.
ha ha ha.
Well, you didn't have a name for your stuff, so I came up
It's
with
just
something.
me, Anastasia Lazerbeam.
Okay, fair enough. So yes, this...
It's me. It's Pew Pew Pew.
Or Pew Pew
It's me.
Publications, or whatever you said.
It's me, it's PPP.
Yeah. Pew Pew Productions.
There you go. And existing is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
It is.
But yes, this week we'll be doing the movie awards. So I'll kick it off. We'll start with the worst actress in a film for 2014. And I gave it to Megan Fox for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, to be fair, she did not do an entirely terrible job as April. I thought this way when she was announced, and I still feel this way now after having seen the movie, that she doesn't look quite right for April O'Neil. Just no. I mean, she did okay acting-wise. I think they could have picked a better actress, but the way the character was written was actually pretty good. Just Megan Fox, no.
Fair enough.
All right, so let's go on over to Jim for his worst.
Okay. My worst actress for the year, I gave it to Nicola Peltz for Transformers: Age of Extinction. Following up on her just wonderful performance from the 2010 The Last Airbender. Nicola Peltz appeared as generic eye candy number 2 for the Transformers franchise. And while I'll give her credit for being better than Megan Fox and actually being relevant to the story, at least from the human side, and not just, oh, she's the chick that's there because the main guy wants to fuck her. Instead, the main guy was her dad this time. So he actually was, they had a little story about, oh, he's concerned about, the fact that she's growing up and kind of going out into the world, that she had this secret boyfriend he didn't know about. So it's like, okay, at least it was a story there, but at the same time, the story really wasn't necessary, and really, the story was only good because Mark Wahlberg made it good. She really didn't do much.
Was she the chick from the third one? Because I haven't seen the fourth yet. I liked the chick in the third one.
No, the third one was still Megan Fox, wasn't it?
No, the third one was a blonde English woman.
Yeah, the third one, they replaced Megan Fox and gave Sam another girlfriend, but I would assume it's a different actress. Since
No, this is a different
character.
actress. This is Katara from The Last Airbender.
Fair enough. I wasn't entirely sure, because I hadn't seen the fourth one, if they tied it together, so like they were still keeping it within the same characters from the other one and doing it that way. So it's like
no, not at all. Basically, in the new one, it's just that Mark Wahlberg is an inventor who is not very good at inventing anything, and he happens to stumble across the carcass of Optimus Prime and drag it to his farm and repairs him, and that's how he gets dragged into this whole thing.
Ah, cool. Let me guess, that's also how he gets his new look.
Yes, well, actually, he drags the carcass of Optimus Prime, which looks like his G1 cartoon form fire truck, minus the conveniently missing trailer.
He wasn't a
fire truck.
Was it? I thought
It's the same kind of truck he was in the movie, just different.
Okay, semi. Fair enough. But anyway, he looked like a semi from G1, and they dragged him. His car. Mark Wahlberg finds him at the wreckage of the in Chicago from where the battle took place, and he drags it back to his farm for buying it from the dude that owns the place that he found it. And he manages to find a way to charge him with the battery and reconnect him. When he charges it up, it starts spewing a warning message for Optimus Prime. And eventually, Optimus Prime transforms. He's all beat up and hurt, and Mark Wahlberg agrees to try to fix him, even though the government, led by Kelsey Grammer, is hunting down and persecuting and destroying all Transformers.
Did they ever, on a little side note, did they ever explain how Prime got in that body, or is it just he kind of jumped bodies at the end of the last movie?
No, the deal is, effectively what happens is that is Prime's default vehicular form. Remember, when they first came to Earth, he adapted a vehicular form more appropriate to Earth when they got there. He scanned a truck until it got to be the truck. When he got damaged to shit, anything that he scanned disappeared, and he reverted to his natural vehicular form for Cybertron.
Fair enough.
As far as I could tell, because a little later on in the movie, after he's all beat up and beat to shit, they start running from the government guys that come to shoot them all. And as they're driving down the road, they're all inside Optimus Prime driving down the road. Mark Wahlberg and generic blonde and her boyfriend, who is conveniently a race car driver. And basically they're driving around Optimus Prime, and Optimus Prime sent out a signal saying, we got to meet with the other Autobots because we're getting persecuted and destroyed by the humans. He decides to trust Mark Wahlberg, who almost sacrifices blonde daughter's life for Optimus Prime because by refusing to tell him where he was. And Prime realizes, okay, this guy, maybe not all the humans are evil like I thought. This guy's pretty cool. And so they're driving down the road, and they recoup, they're like, Autobots were going to meet in the middle of the desert somewhere, and he's driving down this road in the middle of the desert, and these two other cars go driving past Optimus on either side of him the other way, and they tear past him, and they shoot a thing at the side of him, and it starts running, and and it spreads over him and turns him into badass modern version of truck from not even the version of the earlier movies, but a slightly updated version of the truck, which turns him back into badass full truck form, and trailer magically appears because Prime.
Yeah, cool. Although I would say,
yeah.
And cool. Although I would say the question of why would Optimus Prime think all humans were evil when he spent movies 1, 2, and 3 helping humans who protected him, defeated Megatron with him, and stood by his side the entire time?
Because the premise of the fourth movie is that all those humans are now hunting down Autobots and killing them, and we see several Autobots get killed.
Oh, come on, Sam wouldn't turn on him.
Well, we don't know where the hell Sam went. Sam just fucked off and disappeared.
Yeah.
Never explained what happened to him.
Fair enough.
Basically, it's just that, basically Kelsey Grammer formed an evil alliance with some type of Cybertronian bounty hunter who works for whoever created the Primes, and basically he forms this agreement with the humans that he wants to kill all the Transformers, and although he's focusing more on the Autobots, and he forms an evil alliance with Kelsey Grammer, who is head of insert generic black suit wearing government agency here. And they basically start hunting down and killing off all of the Autobots one by one. And so the Autobots all went into hiding, and we see some of them get found and get chased out by the humans and shot by military vehicles and shit because generic Cybertronian bounty hunter gave them weapons that they could use to kill the Transformers.
Yeah, it's like I said, fair enough. My only thing was he should have known Sam was on his side. But yeah, okay.
You would think, but Sam's fucked off and never mentioned, so he's at the point where the humans are turning on me. After all the times we protected you humans and saved this planet, you're gonna turn on us and kill my people? Well, fuck you all.
Yeah, which, like I said, which is fair enough. That was all I wondered. Back to Marcus.
Yes, back to war. So Nicola Peltz for Transformers Age of Extinction, because, quite frankly, while the movie was definitely the best Transformers movie I've seen thus far, it was a pretty good movie, I'll give him that. She didn't serve much purpose except to be eye candy in generic short shorts, and for Mark Wahlberg to make generic father comments about, you shouldn't be so hot and shouldn't have this secret boyfriend you didn't tell me about.
Fair enough. Over to the mole.
I gave it to Alison Brie.
Who's that?
Who, I will say, I do like Alison Brie. I did not like her as Princess Unikitty in the Lego movie.
Right.
Because that was annoying as hell. I understand that part of that could have been the writing, but just the voice itself was off. I like her as Annie in Community. She is awesome. I just didn't like her as Princess Unikitty. It was like it was the only actress this year that made me just cringe every time she spoke.
I
So,
love
yeah.
Princess Unikitty. She was my favorite. Well, second
Does not
favorite.
surprise me.
I see the vein throbbing in Mole's forehead from here.
No, I was just like, that doesn't surprise me.
Fair enough. And to round it out, we'll go over to our special guest, Pew Pew.
For actress, I went with Jennifer Lawrence in her performance in X-Men First Class. Wait,
For
is
the
it
worst?
Oh, sorry. That's for sorry, not for worst, and that was for best. Never mind. My bad. For worst, I went with that chick in Guardians of the Galaxy, the green chick. What was her name again?
Zoe Saldana?
Yeah, wooden face. Okay.
Yeah, character Gamora.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of now? Who's like the most wooden actor possible? Crap. In The Matrix. What was his name?
You talking about Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, female Keanu Reeves. There we go.
See, I thought she was okay in that film because at
I
the
felt
beginning
like she would just
she was
existed
like
to
this
be-
warrior woman, and then as it progressed, she became nicer and nicer.
No, she was just. I feel like in the movie she had no purpose other than to be green boobs and love interest, and she had no personality whatsoever. And I had no motivation for her. I didn't like her. I didn't feel anything for her at all. I just felt like her whole thing was just like scenery.
Fair enough. Although I will say she did have a purpose, Marcus. She's one of the daughters of Thanos and sets the whole movie in place. But besides the whole purpose of the movie and why they come together, she has no purpose.
Exactly, she's scenery, but she doesn't actually have a thing herself. She's scenery to keep the rest of the stuff going and holds it up, but she's not like actually active in the thing. She's just a thing that makes everything else cool happen around it.
So she's intergalactic Nick Fury?
I guess so.
Yeah.
If Nick Fury was boring and I didn't care about him and he was a pole that holds up a roof.
Yeah. Like that, I liked her. I liked it. I liked her in the Guardian. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, fair enough. Moving on.
All right, so now we'll go over our best actresses. And I gave mine to Shailene Woodley for Divergent because, yeah, she was really good in that movie. She plays the main character, Chriz, or Beatrice. And, yeah, I was actually surprised by this movie when I saw it. I was like, I was hoping it was going to be good, but I had heard mixed things about it, and I saw it, and I was like, hey, this movie's pretty good. And she does a fantastic job as the lead character, portraying the requisite emotions and stuff. And I don't think she goes too far, as some actors and actresses are wont to do. They'll overact. And I thought she did it just right. And I look forward to seeing the sequels that are coming out for this movie series.
Cool.
And back over to Jim.
Alrighty. So for Best Actress, let's see, here we go. Yeah, Stacey already said it was Jennifer Lawrence in X-Men: Days of Future Past. I mean, that was just a great performance.
Yep.
Probably also Mockingjay Part 1, but I haven't seen that yet, so I can't attest whether or not.
Sadly, I've not seen that, but yeah, mine was the exact same thing. Jennifer Lawrence as Raven Darkholme, aka Mystique.
So all three of you gave it to Jennifer Lawrence. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I will agree. She did a great job.
Didn't you also give it to Jennifer Lawrence? Wasn't she the main actress in the film you watched?
No, that was Shailene Woodley.
Sorry, I always get that confused with Hunger Games.
Oh, boom.
I had to make the joke. I was expecting Jim to make the same joke. He did not. He let me down. No stash cookie today, or a page from his book.
Boom.
Fair enough. So yeah, the three of you feel free to say what you want about Jennifer Lawrence since you all took her.
I just thought she did a great job with the role. It was
Yeah.
great. You felt humanity come out of her. She did a great job of struggling with the evil and the good, protecting people, the romance and stuff. She just did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
She is awesome.
Stacey, is there anything you want to add?
Well, I would also give it to Jennifer Lawrence for her performance in Raven and Mystique, just because she kind of went back and forth, you know. I would think not necessarily between two different characters, but you have like two different, you know, ways of life, I guess. And it was really interesting. Ugh.
Fair
I
enough.
just I don't know. I just felt like emotionally and she handled it very well. Not necessarily through like dialogue, but I feel like facial like structure, I guess, and emotion and conveying things more than just with words. She's really good at that.
Fair enough.
Like when she was like holding the gun to the president, and then you know, just or not the president, but what's his face? Or maybe it was the president. But like you know how she was kind of, you could see her struggle, and then she decided not to pull the trigger.
You mean the guy
Like,
who
you
made
could-
the Sentinels?
Yeah.
Trask?
Yeah.
That's not the president. He's the guy who made the Sentinels. But fair enough.
Yeah.
Technically,
he
it
was
wasn't
like the guy who was next to the president.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically the president was there, and
He was, yeah.
they wanted him to kill, and I believe Magneto also wanted to kill the president. Because,
Fair
mutant supremacy.
Well, Magneto was going to kill everybody that was in that bunker, but yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Next.
Alright, so moving on. We have worst actor in a film. I gave mine to Dane DeHaan for Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I did not like his Harry at all. And his Goblin was okay, but yeah, just did not like him at all in that movie. On to Jim, unless anyone has anything to say about that.
Oh, I'll be getting there.
Uh-oh. Okay, on to Jim. Jim? Really? We
Bueller.
lost Jim.
No, I'm right here. So, for my worst actor,
Yeah.
thinking with the theme, yeah, and again, I know part of this wasn't necessarily his fault, but I did it anyway. I give it to Jamie Foxx for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck did you do to Electro? Granted, again, part of that's probably the writing, and part of it might be the direction, but at the same time, no, you're a much better actor than that, Jamie Foxx. I saw you in Django Unchained. You're a much better actor than that.
And I'm just going to say, because I know he'll introduce me next,
Mm-hmm.
I also went with Jamie Foxx as Max Dillon and Electro, because what the fuck was the I'm like a nerd in a 90s kids show. I mean, when he gets his powers, the overacting and the shitness of, I had the friend once, it didn't work out. What the fuck was that? That's worse than anything Mr. Freeze delivered.
Spider-Man, I don't care that you're trying to talk me down and be nice to me. You're just doing it so they can shoot me in the back. Fuck you!
Yeah, it's like, how bad is that in a world where we had Arnold Schwarzenegger play Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin, the worst blue supervillain we've ever had in a comic book adaptation was Jamie Foxx. He overacted it and was complete crap.
Yep. Fair
I mean,
enough.
at least when Schwarzenegger overacted it, he was kind of funny.
He was.
It's so funny that we're all like-minded, because he also had my vote of worst.
Wow. Fair enough. Anything you'd like to add, Pew Pew?
Oh, no, he was fucking terrible. Oh my god, even when he was not Electro and he was just a dude, he was just fucking weird and creepy, and like, he would have had like fucking like notes of like, what do you call them? When you get like notes of protection away from people, like, he
Restraining
would have
order.
been isolated in his own zone.
Yeah, the overacting of that bit as well. Like I said, he was like a nerd from like a Saved by the Bell style show from the 90s where they didn't know better. And oh my god, when everyone's like, no, you do it, bye, and leaves in the lift, and he's just like, oh, okay, but it was my birthday. And fixes his glasses and becomes obsessed and shit. It's like, hey, what the fuck is this? This is the no. Oh god, that was horrible.
I can agree with that. Alright, so moving on from the worst to the best actor in film for 2014. I give mine to Morgan Freeman for the Lego Movie because he was hilarious in that movie, and I did not expect that from Morgan Freeman of all people. And it's just like, he was brilliant. That character was awesome. Come on, little Lego ghost Morgan Freeman with the...
He was awesome. Although
His line- Go ahead.
I will point out, if you played the video game, he faked it.
Oh,
I'm joking about that because it's the same character, but in the video game, because you'll be using him more, there's loads of jokes where he's like, "Oh, I'll just go across this perfectly safe bridge," and as he's crossing, Batman's like, "You can totally see, can't you?" And he keeps doing it. Where if you're playing as him, he keeps making statements about the world around him that he would only be making if he could see.
nice.
And like Batman and everyone keeps saying, "You're faking, aren't you? You can see. Be honest, you can totally see right now."
Nice.
Yeah, you should play that game, even though it's bad. You should check that game out.
Play it for the jokes. Yeah, I may.
I meant because it'll be reduced now. So if you're buying it at
That's
reduced price, fair enough, because it's a reduced Lego game.
Right, and it's still a Lego game, so it'll at least be fun to play.
You'd think that.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. It was kind of fun to play, but it's a huge step back from like the combat and like the Batman games and stuff.
Right. Well, that makes sense because Lego Movie wasn't all about combat, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I love that character, and I love what Morgan Freeman did with it, and I'm sure the writing has something to do with it too, because the writing in that movie was fantastic.
Mm.
But yes, that was mine. Morgan Freeman for Lego Movie. On to Jim.
Very good, very good. For my best actor, I give it to James McAvoy for X-Men: Days of Future Past, because I just thought that was an awesome performance of him being, fucked up, half drug
Like
addicted,
Chunky.
yeah, out of it professor, and managing to come back from that, and just showing the pain that he experienced and that inner turmoil he was going through, and then the revelation upon talking to older Charles that he could still have the hope of, mutants being, brothers in arms with the humans. He could still have that belief that people were inherently good. He didn't have to see the world as a bunch of shit. And that scene where he demands that Beast go get him the injection when they get back to the mansion, and then Wolverine gives a little line about you don't have to do this, you can do this, whatever. And he decides, no, I'm not going to do this, and the mind starts coming back. That was really cool too. So I liked him in the first movie. I liked him in the second one too, and I felt he had a lot more in the second movie. He had a lot more to work with because he had a lot of the now I've got this multi-dimensional layer to him. I'm not just a young Professor X. Now I'm fucked up Professor X that we haven't seen before. It's just a new thing. I can explore this, and I thought it was really good.
Fair enough. On to the mole.
Fair enough. I gave mine just so this film got something, because I really did enjoy this film and I couldn't find another category. I gave Best Actor to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for his portrayal of Hercules.
Nice.
Because he's likable as hell in that. He does a great job of playing up the big "I'm a god" thing and no selling his injuries and stuff, but then when he gets back to camp, he plays really good of suddenly then feeling the pain and the humanity and the pain he felt about his kids being killed, and he makes you really like him. While I do think there was better actors this year, I just really wanted to acknowledge this one because I know a lot of people won't be acknowledging this film, so I was like, I wanted to acknowledge the film and his portrayal of Hercules, so Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Hercules.
I don't know. That sounds like an awesome movie. I should probably check out. In fact, we should check out Jim at some point.
Fair enough.
On to Pew Pew.
May I join you?
I had an inner debate about which person to choose. The guy from Guardians of the Galaxy or the voice from Emmett of Lego Movie, but I found out today that they're the same person, so it worked out. And his name is Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is awesome.
And I like him both for two different reasons. In the Lego Movie, he was so sympathetic, and I just really loved him. I felt so much for him. I felt sad for him, I felt happy for him. I loved this character so much, and he just did a great job, he really came to life to me. And as for the Guardians of the Galaxy one, he's fucking awesome. He is he's a very believable human dude from the 80s, and it's
he is.
And he's funny. He's hilarious. He is. I'm gonna say I don't know. He's not super mega oh my god pretty, or in this Hollywood super mega pretty guy sense, which is nice. He's got some. Yeah, which is nice, and it's cool how he's You know, I like how he went back for his headphones and he's got his small like idiosyncrasies and
He does.
he's a cool dude, you know. And
He's
like
like
how
the
he's like
modern Harrison
dance, you know.
Mhm.
He freaking wanted a dance party like distraction against a villain.
Yeah,
Like,
he
fuck, that's
did.
amazing.
That was amazing, and I love the fact like he's doing the dances. He's converted a spaceship to play cassette tapes. He's kind of a douche in that film in the most wonderful way, to the
Yeah.
point that my brother, after he watched the film when he lent me the Blu-ray, said to me, "You're gonna like the main guy," and I was like, "Oh," and he's like, "Yeah, it's you if you were a superhero." And I was like,
and also not fat.
And the ultimate question, was he right?
I would say I had similarities with him. But yeah, he is that much of a. He's a little too human to be me, but no. I'm kidding with that bit, but he is douchey enough. Like, yeah, I'd totally be like a cross between him and Rocket Raccoon.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but yeah, this was totally the year of Chris Pratt. I mean, he had two hugely successful blockbuster films. I mean, he's definitely on the map now, and yeah, his career has now skyrocketed. He's now filthy, stinking rich.
Yep.
Let us not forget that Parks and Rec is still also one of the #1 comedies on TV.
Yep.
Indeed.
There's
Although
a
I will
really
say
good-
I will say he's not that good in that. I didn't like his character in that as much, but that's because he's meant to be the douche boyfriend that just puts all the shit on his girlfriend character for a lot of it.
Good or
Well,
not,
he
he
does it
still
really
makes tons
well.
of money off its success.
Yeah, I said he still does really well. It's not like I think he acts bad in that. His character's written as to be a nasty character, but also likable because he's dumb, so he is somewhat likable. But when he gives his girlfriend crap in that show, you're like, oh, I don't really like you for that. But he's not really, you know what I mean? He's not hateable because he's bad. He's hateable because
Right.
they've made you want to hate the character, which is good.
Yeah, because they've written the character correctly.
Yes. I do like that show.
Fair enough. So moving on now to our worst film sequel or prequel of 2014, and I gave mine to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Who's with me?
I gave it to that. Ironically, I thought you really loved that film, but yeah, I gave it to The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because that film was the most unwatchable piece of shit that makes Spider-Man 3 look like Citizen Kane.
I didn't think it was that bad. I actually half enjoyed it, but I do recognize the bad, or many of the bad parts of it. So I was like, yeah, this movie's not that good.
Yeah, I'd argue its bad parts, so its beginning, its middle, and its end.
Fair enough.
Literally everything that's good in that film, like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, they still fuck it up some way. If you think Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, her death is beyond stupid. The way they did it, everything, it's like everything that's good, they ruined, and then they just added more and more shit. It's like, no, it's like I'm watching you tear down something I love. Why are you doing this to me? And then you charge me money to see it.
True. Jim, will you be joining us for this witch hunt of Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, 30.
I will.
Yeah. We're all in agreement on this, so we might as well just go with it. Yeah, that was... I watched a Transformers movie this year, and this was worse.
I watched Ninja Turtles. What does that say?
But that's not a sequel or prequel. And if you put it in this category, you'd be as dumb as Pew.
Oh!
No, it wasn't a sequel or prequel, but it was still a worse movie than Ninja Turtles.
I know, but you're saying, what does that say? When I watched Ninja Turtles this year, and I didn't give that. It implied that I didn't give that the award. And I'm like, but it's a different category.
Oh, we'll be getting to Ninja Turtles. But yes.
Is that under your best sequel or prequel?
No. So, Pew, is there anything you wanted to say about the not so amazing Spider-Man 2?
It was shit all over. It was just piss on everything you love.
Fair enough.
It was
When I think of this movie, I respond to this movie with deadly stare of Ghost Dennis Leary. That is
the
our
only
response to this
good
movie.
thing about this movie was that one scene where Harry and Peter are like get that like small bonding time together, and it's
No.
completely ruined in
No.
like 2 seconds anyway.
So
No.
what you're saying, Jim, is Dennis Leary now became a ghost. So again, he ripped off Bill Hicks.
Exactly.
Like, it was that one scene where they got, like,
No.
bonding time and you're actually humanizing them for a second and then it's gone.
No, that's the reason I gave Dane DeHaan the worst actor of 2014. That scene is the reason.
Yeah,
Oh,
like I
I
said,
know. I felt like it humanized him a little bit and then it ruined it.
Harry had some moments that were good, but not overly good. But yeah, even Rhino, they had Ultimate Rhino, which is cool. The mech suit looked great, but the human inside the truck going forward, going like a Joker laugh. It's like, no, you're not supposed to be insane.
Yes. And mind you, this is Paul Giamatti. This is one of the most talented actors of our time, and he's reduced to...
Yeah, this movie probably had one of the greatest assembled casts of any movie this year, and this is how badly they managed to fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jamie Foxx and Paul Giamatti, for God's sake. How do you fuck that up? Well, this is how.
Yep, and they also had a great director, great writer, great cast, but somehow they fucked it all up. I think maybe the writer was a little distracted. Plus, I think I'm gonna make a guess that the company of Sony interfered because they wanted to use this to spawn Sinister Six and all the spin-off movies to try and do their version of the Marvel universe, and it just was a mess. It was a clusterfuck mess.
Yeah, it was just horrible.
It was. And what's with Oscorp making all these villains? Really, are you trying to set Osborn up to be that much of an evil dick?
Well, in all fairness, that's not totally unrealistic, because Christopher Nolan, is that not from the Ultimate Universe?
He's done that in the Ultimate Universe. He's done that in the 616 universe with some villains. He's done that in a lot of content, and he did that in Spectacular as well. He's done that in a few times, so it's not out of character. But yes, I don't want all of them to be tied to it.
Yeah.
And especially when they're all of, like, Spider-Man's primary rogues gallery, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, Norman Osborn is not responsible for every single one of Spider-Man's biggest enemies. No, fuck that.
Nope.
No, he's not, because the biggest enemy of Spider-Man was himself.
All right, so let's move on to greener pastures and go to the best film sequel or prequel of 2014. I gave mine to The Hobbit: Battle of Five Armies because that movie was really good. Of the three Hobbit movies, when I saw this movie, I had to smile because I was like, okay, yes, this feels more like what I would have expected from Peter Jackson for a Lord of the Rings movie, because I do love Lord of the Rings. It is my favorite trilogy of all time, and I was like, yes, this feels like like this world. It gave me the feels. It had good writing, had good music. I loved the end credits song that Billy Boyd sang. Didn't realize it was him until I read the credits. I was like, oh shit, that is Billy Boyd's voice. Just overall, from top to bottom, this movie was very, very good. And he didn't make it extra long. It was only like 2.5 hours long or something like that, or 2 hours 40 minutes long. I was like, okay, I can deal with this. So yeah, I really like this.
He just made a 300-page. He just made an approximately 300-page book into a total of about between 7 and 9 hours. Yeah, that's not too long.
Depends on who you ask, but we shall not mention that here. But yeah, I really like the movie.
I would say when you say it depends on who you ask, you yourself like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's your favorite trilogy of all time. Each one of those books is bigger than The Hobbit, and that gets 3 movies.
That almost made my worst list, Jeff. Like, just saying.
I'm just saying The Hobbit is the shortest book, should not be the longest trilogy of the
And
film.
that movie wasn't even that good. I mean, it was okay, passable, I can accept it, but it wasn't anything spectacular or noteworthy.
Yeah, but I was going to say, however, that outnumbered way at the length of all 3 of them together. The third film itself, if Marcus really did like that, obviously, he's going to give it best of one of the year, and hey, it could be good.
Yeah, like I said, I really liked it. My guess is, like, Mole, you probably won't like it because you don't like that series and you don't like Peter Jackson's adaptation, so I have a feeling you won't like it, but I thought it was a decent movie.
Hey, to be fair, I wasn't planning to see it, but I was just making the case of, like Jim said, with the length. I was like, well, to be fair, no matter who you ask, most fans of the original trilogy all said the same thing as well, and fans of the book all said it too, of why is the shortest book longer than the other 3 films?
True. Although I don't know if put together all three Hobbit movies would be longer than the original trilogy, just because this movie, The Battle of Five Armies, being 2.5 hours long, I think was shorter than any one of
he
them.
meant the books, not the movies. The point he was making is that, each of the Lord of the Rings books is larger than this and got its own movie, and this is shorter than any of the three individually, and yet it got anywhere close to the same amount of screen time as three much longer books put together is just not right.
No, I believe what Mole said was...
That was the point I was making.
Okay, because I believe what you actually said was, why is the Hobbit trilogy longer than the Lord of the Rings trilogy when the Hobbit's the shortest book?
Yes.
No, he said, why is The Hobbit longer than any of the three previous books that were adapted?
Ah,
when it is the
fair
shortest
enough.
book. Why was that adapted into 3 movies when each of the previous books, which is longer, was made into 1 movie?
Fair enough.
That seemed a little silly, but apparently they did add stuff from elsewhere. But
yeah, I heard they threw in like the Silmarillion and like some extraneous crap that Tolkien wrote, and then some original crap that Jackson came up with. So,
well, to be fair, I kind of agree with what he came up with a little bit. Like, I like Tariel, and I understood why she was in there, because it's like, let's face it, if you didn't have Tariel, this would be nothing but 3 movies of testosterone. There was like no love interest in this, no type, no
movies.
no, but there was still no real like females in this book. Whereas in Lord of the Rings there was, but she didn't do much. There was no like main female character. Whereas in like Lord of the Rings, you had both Arwen and Eowyn. You didn't have a female that you could.
That's because The Hobbit is a book about dudes who go to a mountain and fight a dragon.
But I was going to say, but I would make the case of that's okay. It's okay if they did it as one movie and it's all testosterone and stuff, like just guys. That's okay. It's like if I watch a Charlie's Angels film, I don't want them to suddenly add a guy on the team. Yes, they had a guy working for them, but they didn't have one who was always on missions, equally as actiony and stuff. No, I don't want them to insert a guy in Charlie's Angels. No.
Right. Well.
But that might just be me.
No, I understand. That makes sense.
I could agree. If Bosley started going on the missions, that would be stupid.
Unless he does this skits like Bill Murray did.
Ha!
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I liked Tariel. But anyway, that was my best for 2014. So on to Jim.
Which is there not a Shadows More review of the trilogy coming up, or has that already been filmed?
There is. No, it has not been filmed yet. It's coming up at the end of the month.
That'll be on the evening of Saturday the 24th.
So stay tuned and watch that. That'll be fun. Because Marcus and I believe Pew will be reviewing the trilogy.
Indeed. So, my best sequel or prequel for the year, sticking with the theme of all 3 of my awards in the film category thus far, is X-Men Days of Future Past.
I was going to say Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was going to say, what?
No. I said all of my best awards.
Fair enough.
Because they all came from that movie so far. X-Men Days of Future Past, that was just an awesome movie. I was considering Captain America the Winter Soldier, which was also a really great movie, but I just felt like Days of Future Past was, it was just a bigger movie. It was, okay, you got yes, Winter Soldier had the whole shield collapsing and, Cap's running from the, Hydra that's returning and everything else. That was pretty cool, and, they had the whole Bucky Barnes came back. I like that. That was cool. But it just wasn't as big as, 2 X-Men franchises colliding with each other, having these characters together, the big, oh my god, there's this future, and we gotta go back in time and fix it, and Hugh Jackman with the younger versions of Xavier, Magneto, and everything. It was just such a big event, and it was just awesome. They did a great job with it. The actors were all great. The premise was acceptable.
I thought the premise was good.
It was an okay premise. It just seemed a little bit forced. I mean, I understand he had to because he had to retcon what freaking what the hell's his name?
Brett Ratner?
No, the other asshole. Bryan Singer had to retcon what asshole Brett Ratner did while he was gone. So,
to be fair, this also would retcon the other X-Men movies, but it's not full retcon because the end scene where he sees Jean and Scott alive and goes, that means absolutely fuck all if the third film never happened before it. So it's sort of like the Star Trek approach. So they did still happen until the time travel.
Fair enough.
So the Abrams did.
Yeah, pretty much. And so either way, it worked. It worked really well. I like the, like I said, James McAvoy and Jennifer Lawrence gave great performances in the movie. Hugh Jackman did a good job as Wolverine. Thought it looked kind of weird with the bone claws and not the metal claws, but I understand. Tommy, he would have had the bone claws at that time, so that makes sense.
That's actually one of my favorite scenes, if not my outright favorite scene in the movie, is when he first wakes up in the past. He's in bed with, I'm assuming that's supposed to be Mariko, but he wakes up with her and he's like, oh, how about these? And he pops his bone claws. He just kind of looks down. And he just like gives this look of, oh crap.
Yeah, I will say, I loved X-Men: Days of Future Past. To the point where I will say I only had one complaint, and it's a nitpick more than a complaint.
Okay.
And that is I didn't like future Sentinels. They looked like ass compared to past Sentinels that looked like actual Sentinels. However, I didn't. It's not like that's going to make me go, wait, what? And just hate the whole film. I loved the film.
Yeah, I'm glad they put in past Sentinels, or I would have been upset for that very reason, because it's like, you told us you were going to give us Sentinels. Give us fucking Sentinels.
Yeah,
I would have been annoyed if it hadn't done the past Sentinels for one reason.
What's that?
When they chopped off the head in the Danger Room, showing they'd actually battled Sentinels in the past in X-Men 3, and the head falls down, it looked more like a Sentinel than the future Sentinels in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. I was like, wait, I want to see. Wait, you battled Sentinels in the past. I want to see what you got. And we finally got it.
Yep. Overall it was really good. The only nitpick I really had, and to be honest, I didn't even really notice this until I happened. Somebody else pointed it out, and I said, I'm like, oh, that's a good point, is the fact that the character that Peter Dinklage plays in that movie was previously established in the trilogy as being not Peter Dinklage. So. But other than that, great movie, great acting. The premise worked. Just amazing scenes of the two sets of characters coming together, seeing all the old characters come back. That scene at the end where they're all like the X-Men and everything, it was just a great movie. I liked it. Looking forward to Apocalypse. Best sequel or prequel of 2014.
Actually, I want to amend what I said. The Wolverine scene was not my favorite scene of the entire movie. It was my second. My favorite scene was the Quicksilver scene. And to that, I have to say, good luck, Marvel.
Fuck yeah!
Yep.
That scene was awesome.
I love him as an actor. He does so many fucking roles. I love that actor. In American Horror Stories, he's amazing. In a lot of shit, he's amazing. Oh, I love him.
I have to say, I do feel sorry for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I will say, I give full support and props to Fox, because how many times have Marvel shit all over X-Men because they didn't own the movie rights? So they decided, oh fine, we'll just cancel the comics and piss off the fans, or kill off Wolverine. And it's like, fuck off, stop shitting over X-Men because you don't have the film rights. Piss off, you whiny little brats. So Fox turned around and said, oh, you're going to do Quicksilver in Avengers? Fine. And they did Quicksilver. And they can use the words mutants, imply Magneto with his father, and say that, and do him right. The Marvel Cinematic one cannot use the word mutant. Thus, they can't do him right.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I could be wrong in my attempting to establish the ages of the general mutant population in the past version of time, but just based on what I'm seeing here, is it just me or is Michael Fassbender not old enough to be Quicksilver's father?
He could have been old enough. Because I think Quicksilver was supposed to be like a teenager-ish thing, so he could have, and it wasn't. Basically, when Magneto came in the first film, he had mentioned he had a past, so it stands to reason it could have been a teenage pregnancy or like early 20 pregnancy.
Yeah, that's possible. Fair enough. But yeah, overall, great movie. I liked it. Best sequel or prequel, and looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse.
Me too. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that. That wasn't my award.
All right, over to the mole.
That film.
Right,
I gave it a tie.
Okay.
For two very different reasons. One was pure fan service. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Loved every element in that movie. That's one of the few films where I sat there throughout the whole thing, just like every little thing. It was just like, pure fan service. It was written by the original one. It's a sequel to the manga, and you could possibly argue the TV show minus the filler. But it was a sequel to the original manga and his animated special, so I put on the sequel. Loved that film. They did everything right in Battle of Z.
I can agree with that. That was a really good movie.
My other one, which I gave it to as a pure film, was Dawn of Planet of the Apes. Holy fuck. I thought, okay, when I found out Harry Osborn wasn't going to be in it anymore, and I know he has a name of James Franco before Jim goes to wiki it or whatever, but I don't care, let's not name him.
So good.
When Harry Osborn wasn't in this,
that's cool.
yeah, I was going to say, when Harry Osborn wasn't in this, I was like, okay, maybe we're going to miss him or something. No, they got around that. They actually had a video clip where you see him with a deleted scene. He's hugging Caesar, and it's an actual hug, which was like, oh, that makes the relationship so much better. And he didn't feel missed because, even though I would have liked him there, he didn't feel missed because this new humans filled the void. And the end of the movie and stuff, like Caesar, basically, the politics of the apes themselves is genius. Because one of them rises up to try and take out Caesar, and he does it by firing a gun at him, placing the gun down and leaving. So when all the monkeys see a gun there, they think the humans have murdered Caesar, which one of the other apes turns, looks at the humans, and just says the sentence, run. And the apes go, for lack of a better term, ape shit. And literally wage war on this like little, almost like survivor's den. Tear it the fuck down. There's a big battle when because Caesar did survive, and Caesar says, take me home. And then like, okay, and then they put him in the car and they go to take him home. He finally gets home, and it's the home from the first film that Harry Osborn lived in. I'm like, and it's all moss grown, and you find the clips and the photos. That was just wonderful to show Caesar still loves humans. And there's the big fight between the apes when Caesar's better and stuff. And the end result, Caesar looks at the human, and the human says to him, you need to go. They've called in the military. If you stay, there's going to be a war. And Caesar just looks at him and goes, it's too late. The war has begun. I can't back out. And he's like, yeah, I hoped it wouldn't come to this. And Caesar's like, yep, me too. And they go their separate ways. And you know how this ends up. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the moment where Caesar's turned his back on humanity because he has no choice. That's fucking awesome. And it's a CGI ape. And I was like, And when Caesar's shot and he's hurt and he's hugging Harry Osborn and stuff, I'm like, I'm getting all emotional. Wonderful fucking film. People need to check out Rise of Planet of the Apes and Dawn of Planet of the Apes.
Fair enough. And Mole, did we or did we not already review Battle of Gods?
We did review Battle of Gods.
That's what I thought. Check it out now in the X Pound for more on DBZ Battle of Gods. Over to you.
Did we have
Which
to
I
give
still want to.
pink hair?
I still want to say Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods, but still, and it's not pink hair; it's more like a red origin.
Okay, my
Fair enough.
one is
Pink
one that's
has
everyone's
the same
X-Men
ball.
First Class.
Okay, so you agree with Jim. Fair enough.
Yeah, like I
mean-
said, I
you mean-
fucking love Quicksilver and I love Peter Evans
mean-
as the actor.
You mean X-Men? You mean X-Men Days of Future Past?
Yeah.
Because
Sorry.
you said X-Men First Class. I was like,
I'm
that's
sorry.
a
No,
few
the
years
other
back.
one. Sorry. Yeah. Future
The other
Past.
one, X-Men Second
enough.
Class.
X-Men, the other one. There you go.
I would have loved that if they called it X-Men Second Class, and then the sequel's Third Class, and each one gets shitter and shitter, like an actual class system.
But it's just
Oh,
so good.
X-Men
So
Business
much
Class.
wonderfulness. So much lovely, tasty wonderfulness.
Fair enough. Now on to the final category. We're on to... Yes?
I was going to say, I'm still trying, I don't know yet. Can I ever convince Marcus Shadow to at least rent Rise of Planet of the Apes and Dawn of Planet of the Apes and do a review?
Perhaps.
Yay. That was a firm definite. You heard it, people.
But speaking of reviews, my worst new film of 2014, I had to give it to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now,
No, you didn't. You gave it to Ninja Turtles. The film is not called Teenage Mutant.
actually it is. If you look at the poster and all the promotional material, it's got Teenage Mutant in small letters and then Ninja Turtles in huge letters.
See, when I've been looking at all the promotional stuff and the DVD and stuff, it just says Ninja Turtles, and they said they did call it Ninja Turtles.
Did they?
They called it Ninja Turtles to differentiate it between the original films and stuff, but they added Teenage Mutant in some of the posters just so people would stop bitching about aliens.
Oh, okay, because if you go on IMDb, it's listed as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But
Fair enough.
But yeah, I
They may
gave
have
it to that.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
said they may have renamed it fully. I don't know.
They may have. No, not a problem. But
Yeah, it might also be one of those things where it might also be one.
Mhm.
It might also be one of those things where they just renamed it over here, kind of like over here we have Avengers, whereas you have Avengers Assemble. So it might just be one of those difference of area things.
That's a possibility as well.
No, I think they may have just flat out fully renamed it afterwards, because the first it was just Ninja Turtles. When I remember when they did the posters and stuff, which they could have done the film because of people complaining about aliens, so they wanted to make sure people didn't knew that they wasn't aliens, they were mutants.
Mhm. Now for the blasphemous thing, or internet blasphemy anyway. I didn't give it the worst because I thought the film was bad. I actually kind of liked the film. It wasn't that bad. It's just because I only saw 3 new movies this year, and this was the worst of the 3 I saw. Now, that's not to say the movie is great. Don't get me wrong. It had its problems. I mean, I gave Megan Fox the worst actress, so that should tell you something. But I thought.
If you only saw 3, does this mean this is also going to get your best because you gave 2 different awards previously?
No.
If you only saw 3 this month and you gave 1 best sequel prequel, 1 worst prequel or sequel, with this one, logically, this should be best and worst new film because of no other films.
I said I only saw 3 new films in 2014, not.
I now know what you mean. When you said I only saw 3 new films for 2014, I thought films that were new in 2014. My bad.
But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into Ninja Turtles because I do believe, Mole, we will be reviewing that at a later date once you get your hands on it.
We will.
So I will leave it for then, but just suffice it to say, those who are on the fence about it or who only think it's terrible because of what you've heard some other reviewers and stuff say, watch it for yourself and make your own opinion, because I went into it thinking it was going to be complete shit, and I was actually pleasantly surprised it wasn't that bad. So, yeah, that's my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles worst of 2014.
Yeah, like
on to Jim.
Like I said to you, I knew everyone was talking about how crap it was. I haven't seen it yet. However, like I had said to you at the time, I was still planning to watch it to make up my own opinion anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I know that's what you just said, and I was like, yeah, that's the reason I'm going to watch it, to make up my own opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with the movie, dude.
Mm.
The movie meister.
Woo! On to Jim.
Very well. This is
worst new.
Yeah, worst new. I don't have one because I literally did not see any new films this year other than the one that's my best. So
Fair enough.
I don't have one.
On to Mole.
I went with Maleficent.
Hmm.
Which it could tie into a sequel, because some people could say, well, it's a sequel to the original cartoon or a prequel or whatever. It's not. It is its own standalone thing. It does stuff so differently, and it retells the story that it is a standalone film, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just implies that you know what the original story was in some sort of way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
This was shit. Angelina Jolie did look hot, I will give it that, but most of this film was pretty boring. It wasn't shit in Amazing Spider-Man 2 style. It was just shit in... It was really boring, and a load of choices made no sense. Like, oh, she's a fairy, it turns out, and the reason she turns evil is she has sex with a dude who cuts off her wings and then pisses off and wages war when she has loads of trees come after him. And then it's just weird. The whole film is weird and didn't need to exist. And I implore Jim to watch it because he likes Disney stuff, and this will just break his heart, and that will be some enjoyment for the film for me.
So she fucks some dude who chops off her wings? Hello, American Horror Story. Because something like that does actually happen.
Yeah, and throughout the film, it turns out she wasn't evil. Maleficent wasn't evil. She just placed a curse in rage at the king, brr. And then the whole film, she spends it regretting her decision and constantly helping baby. I forgot her name. I'm just gonna call her
Aura.
Awake. I'm just gonna call her Awake Beauty at this point because she's not asleep yet. But yeah, you got the three fairies acting like the three Stooges as humans, which makes no fucking sense. But she does. Maleficent does help the baby. Like she goes to walk off a cliff, boom, magic. She helps her out a few times to the point where the baby loves her. She has a weird human slave crow thing.
Diablo.
No, that's a good PS4 game. I implore people to check out. But now
No,
this
that's,
game.
that's the actual name of her crow in the movie is Diablo, but he was never shown to be a human in that version.
In this one, he was shown to not only be a human that's a bumbling love slave. Enjoy that, Jim, when you watch that, because it will break your heart, and like I said, that will be an enjoyment for me, so at least it will warrant me purchasing it, because I'm like, okay, I got some enjoyment from this.
Lovely. And also, spoilers, if what I've been told about the ending is correct, Sleeping Beauty actually woke up with the love's kiss because Maleficent gave her a kiss from behind the curtain. Because as Frozen established, as Disney's new opinion is that true love can't be true love unless it's between two chicks.
Don't rip off other people's jokes. But no, that was that's pretty much it. Was true love's kiss when she did that, when she kisses on the top of her forehead and stuff. But it was weird. The whole story's weird. It didn't need to exist. It's beyond stupid. It's at least worth checking out just because it's not so bad that you're going to be like, this is complete horse shit like Amazing Spider-Man 2. But it is bad in a way that I kind of feel people need to check out like a train wreck. Because it's like, this doesn't work. I can't watch it.
Stay tuned for reboot live-action Cinderella from Disney. Ding!
Hey, that could be fun. Maybe
Yeah,
they'll learn from this.
At least they're not trying to wicked it, so it might be decent.
Yep.
Oh, on to Pew Pew.
Which Wicked in itself stole the idea from the book about the big bad wolf.
Yep.
I totally still have that from my childhood.
I see it at the library periodically.
I had that when I was a kid. Of the story of the three little pigs told by the big bad wolf. It's wonderful.
So this is one. This is the worst sequel prequel, right?
Worst new.
We already did sequel prequel. You went Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Worst. And this one, as I haven't seen very many of the films, basically, if it looks like shit, I don't watch it. So, because I don't have to worry about doing a review of it generally. So, this one was a Netflix movie, but it was a movie that did come out this year.
Okay.
And, I mean, maybe it came out in a theater somewhere, but I saw it on Netflix, and it did come out this year. So, it was the video game movie. And basically, the whole movie was defining what a gamer is, and I thought the whole thing was obnoxious and shitty. And I've seen some video game documentaries before, and I just felt this one was just, I don't know, written by a bunch of assholes who just wanted to be like, oh, look at my gaming dick, we're going to tell you what real gaming is, and fuck all those other people. And, you know, I'm like, it just was very mean-spirited, I feel like, and not meant on being informative.
I will say, I felt that documentary was done by people that just wanted to give gamers a bad name. Like, it was made by anti-gamers. Existing gamers. Because when I saw Video Game, the movie, I was like, oh, God, yeah, it's going to be like Wreck-It Ralph. It was not.
It was just shit, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, stop right now. Stop it. I want to spray them like I teach my guinea pigs, and like people train their dogs, I want to spray water bottle at it. Stop that. No, you don't. Be ashamed. Be ashamed of what you've done.
Okay, then.
I did not like it. And I really don't like the people who made it.
Fair enough. And now to our final round, the best new films of 2014. I gave mine to the Lego Movie. Because everything is awesome!
Seconded.
I love the Lego Movie. It's such a good movie. People need to go check out that movie. It is amazing. On the mole.
I wasn't sure if Jim wanted to say why he liked the film.
Fair enough. Jim, do you have anything to add?
I liked it just because it was something different.
Yeah.
It was something we hadn't really seen before. They did a great job with the Lego characters. They did a great job. They had an amazing voice cast, who all did a great job. It was entertaining. It was fun. They made a lot of in-jokes referencing things related to Lego. And they tied it into what I felt was a really sweet, emotional story outside of the Lego world with the Will Ferrell and his son characters. I thought that worked really well, too, and I liked that a lot.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I liked it.
Fair enough. I will admit the twist was one of the things I did not like. Because it made me scream with logic brain. But it was still fair enough.
Yep. And apparently the second movie is going to have the same main character, i.e. that kid, but it's going to be like 4 or 5 years later, and they want to explore, a kid in like preteen, teenager years, about preteens, middle school years, and how they perceive toys. So it should be interesting if they do it right.
But here's the real question: will I have the main characters from the first one, i.e. the Lego people?
I don't know.
Because while I did like the kid, I would say fuck him for the rest of the Lego people, because that's what the real movie's about, Because he was nice at the end as a nice twist, but I don't really care about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of fuck him. I want the Lego people.
I liked the film for what it was up until the twist, and I was like, but he didn't have time to build all this shit in the time the film was. No. Or in the time his dad would have gone to work. No. Unless his dad worked for like fucking a week. No, none of that made sense. But yeah, I am curious to see what they do with that.
Yeah. Fair enough, on to more.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Because that film was awesome. You could argue it's a sequel to some of the other Avengers cinematic films, but no, it's just in the same universe. It's its own property. It does its own thing. I liked it. Guardians of the Galaxy, every part of that movie was wonderful. The soundtrack's amazing. The characters are great. Even Groot, all he says is, I am Groot, but he'll do it over and over again in different ways that somehow invoke emotion with how he says it. That's wonderful.
He's so wonderful.
He is. I loved every part of that film. There's not a single part of that film that I was like, that's bad. All of it was just fun. Totally worth checking out. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fair enough. And for the final one, on to Squeaky. Pew Pew.
I just love him so much. He's so adorable. He's a little icon on my cubicle that dances in the solar light, and he's so adorable. Oh. Anyway, so I have a tie here for guess what it's gonna be. Yes.
It's gonna be
Lego Movie and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, you're half right.
Because I love both movies.
Right.
I love both movies so much, and I swear they better not fuck up Lego Movie with like that kid. Because while he was nice, fuck him. So whatever. But like Guardians of the Galaxy was also really amazing, and Bradley Cooper was awesome as Rocket Raccoon, and it was just awesome. The whole thing was just fucking awesome. Everything was awesome.
I will say I feel that could be an issue with the second film.
What's that?
Like Marcus mentions, it's discovering like a pre-teen, early teen-ish age kid based on how old he was in the first one, with the years later and stuff. When they get older, they want more violent stuff, more adult stuff. I love the Lego Movie as it was. I don't want it to suddenly become a lot darker. And if it doesn't, again, the twist of a kid playing with it makes no sense.
And the thing is, it was 90% of the movie was about the Legos. Like I said, he was nice, but the movie's not about him. The movie's about the Legos, not about the shit kid, who apparently suffers from Lego.
The plural of Lego is Lego.
Yes. You know what? Okay, fuck the kid, play with the Lego.
Lego. And I'm kidding.
I say Legos, okay? Lego is my egos.
I said I was
Oh, yeah.
kidding with that. I was kidding with that because if you remember one of the XGRs, I remember me, you, and Rick talked about that. And we were like, yeah, it's almost as stupid as the fact Lego told us that the plural of Lego is Lego. Fuck off! I still say Legos because it's like, yeah, you got Legos all over. Oh, I just stood on some Legos. It worked. I just stood on some Lego. That sounds like a block of Lego. No, you want to make it sound big.
Mhm.
I swear, fuck that kid, man. He better not ruin anything.
Yeah, because I can totally see the sequel one. Instead of it being all the wonderful stuff that was in the first one, with his age, it's either A, based on the licensing stuff as well, because they'll probably get a shit ton of money for it. It'll go too into like the Star Wars style stuff or the more adulter Lego sets, and I'm like, I don't want that. It was fun how it was. But that might just be me.
No, I could
They
totally
better not ruin
understand
it.
that.
I can see the point some kind of twist where the kid starts, because he's older now, he starts changing the world in weird ways that don't make any sense or that are, creative, but in a way that's harmful to the world, and the sister has to be the kid that's the good person that saves the day.
In any way, I think Emmett kind of like gave him inspiration to start doing stuff because he kind of came alive a bit. So if anything, the Legos are going to be like Toy Story and teach him how to be better or
Yeah.
not be such a shit.
But hopefully, unlike Toy Story, they don't carry this on when the kids become old and pass it on to another generation, thus completing the story.
Yeah.
Because fuck Toy Story 4.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they do that, make that the last movie and don't do another one. But yes, that was our movie awards for 2014. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all for
You're
joining
welcome.
me. Yep. Thank you, Stacy, for being our special guest.
Woo!
Yay.
And join us next week when we go through our video game awards with our host, Chriz, aka The Mole.
Yep. Which means, yay, we can fuck off. We've met our contractual obligations.
Woo!
Hey, contractual obligations.
Woo!
Contractual obligations.
If it helps, Jim, when you are host, I want it to be there.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
But yes,
Oh, I'm sorry, are we still on the air?
Yes, we are. But
I'm
yes,
kidding,
let
Marcus.
us know below if you agree or disagree with any of our choices and what you guys decide. Until next time, I'm Marcus Shadow. Have a good night, everyone.